Okay, old school game fans. Today we're gonna do a little review action of one of my favorite old school fighters, made by SNK, now playing on Playmore, and that is World Heroes. It's actually the World Heroes Anthology. Includes World Heroes 1, 2, World Heroes 2 Jet, and World Heroes Perfect. Originally called in Japan World Heroes Gorgeous last year. Overall, as you know, World Heroes, if you haven't played before, is sometimes considered a ripoff of Street Fighter. Now, as much as I love Street Fighter, and they do have some similar instances where there's two hero ninjas, and there's a guy who looks like M Bison. Overall, this isn't really a ripoff, mainly because this has a few different gameplay factors in it. One of the things is that there's the button presses dictate the types of move. You can lightly touch the button punch, and you'll get a light tap. Hold the button down hard, you get a heavy hit. There is lots of nice chains. There are projectiles. Overall, this is a classic port of the original World Heroes, released back in 1992 for the SNK home system as well as the arcade system. And if you've ever played the arcade version of this title, you'll know that it does have reminiscence to original Street Fighter, but overall is a decent fighting title for its time, especially being back in 1992. Now, originally, like this was like a Japan release, you'll notice that there is a lot of they even converted the bad English. For instance, you have Rasputin, which is a wizard from like the 17th century, and you are fighting against the infamous Hanzo, which is one of the ninjas. Now, if you look at this screen right here, it says, "Can you now fathom the power of the Iga Ninja?" Now, I imagine that word is actually fathom, but you can fathom if you want. Actually, there's a few different characters that you can fathom. Speaking of fatting things up, we're going to go over to World Heroes 2. World Heroes 2, which is a successor, released in 1993. It was definitely a nice and well-maintained update. Includes normal game match and death matches. Death matches, which worked like a push and pull system. Now, the push and pull system was you started in the middle of the power bar, and depending on who's getting the upper hand, you would actually pull in that direction. So you could be kicking somebody's ass real nice and proper, and then out of nowhere just come back with a nice combo or like a throw. And like I said before, each button, there's actually 3 attack buttons. So one's a throw, the other one's an actual light punch or a heavy punch, depending on how hard you press the button down. So this actually pressure-sensitive gameplay. It's actually something that was very touted amongst the PS3 crew to be like groundbreaking technology. But guess what, folks? This button-sensitive technology has been around for quite some time. So as you can see here, we have 2 all-original characters. So you have the Mudman, and you have Johnny Maximum. Good old Johnny Maximum. It happens to be that high school football hero player you see there. It's a little beefed up. Now, as in the deathmatch I was saying before, you go in a push and pull direction. So it's a timed match, but sometimes you don't run the combos you want them the way they want to come out, but you still have the ability to win the match overall. And once again, the buttons are pressure sensitive. So depending on how long you press the button for, I think it's maybe more of a quarter of a second as opposed to a 1/10 of a second. You'll get taps, you'll get special moves, and the deathmatch sometimes, and depending on the stage, they'll throw different things in the arena. But overall, it's a cool concept. I really like the deathmatch. It makes for a well. Now we're going to go over to, and we have the 1995 release, originally for Neo Geo, obviously, and also ported out to the Game Boy, but we don't even want to talk about that. And out of 1995, World Heroes Perfect. Now, World Heroes Perfect was definitely an upgrade from World Heroes 2, not only graphically, but gameplay-wise. Combos mix nicer, the speed is definitely improved, and of course, we have our character additions to World Hero 2 Jet, Ryofu, Jack, and Zeus. Ryofu is this crazy guy over here with his I don't even know what this really thing is. It's kind of like a staff, a bladed staff. Don't really like his character too much. He doesn't make any sense. They kind of just started throwing characters into the mix. But Kim Dragon actually happens to be one of the better characters to the entire series. Ever since the first one, Dragon happens to be one of the faster, more impactful characters in the game, able to pull off quick and speedy combos. And once again, this game also has the whole sensitivity button feature. So if you lightly tap, you get fast hits. If you tap the kick button hard, you get a strong hit, which is nice. A nice mix-up. I actually like that gameplay style. I think in the options menu you can switch it out if you really want to the separate 4 buttons and the 1 throw, but I prefer this game because this is the way the game was meant to be played originally when it was released on the Neo Geo arcade system, as well as the home versions. And like I said, this was also made for Game Boy, ported by Takara, but we want nothing to do with that whatsoever. As you can see, the next game we're going to be going on to here is World Heroes Perfect. Now this game is far from perfect, but it definitely is an improvement amongst the other 3 titles. Now this title was actually released in 1995. Overall, the big improvements to World Heroes Perfect was Son Goku and the addition of the Hero Bars. Hero Bars are actually the Super Power-Up Bars, and of course the Super Ultimates. If your bar is flashing, like typically a lot of Neo Geo titles have done, where you get a little bit of life left, and you can do a Super Ultimate as long as your Hero Bar is charged. Now, they've done away with all the other heavy button presses where everything's a separate button now, 2 punches, 2 kicks, and a throw. Overall, I like this series. The anthology makes me feel real nice about classic fighting titles, 2Ds in particular, and I think that anybody who's a Neo Geo fan or hasn't had the money to buy an arcade version of the Neo Geo should definitely check this title out. It's a lot of bang for your buck. You get 4 different titles, including all English and a classic arcade-style 2D gameplay. We loved it here. I love it. Old School Fool loves it. And that's what I do. I play classic fighting titles. So if you want to check it out, check to the right of the video description. See the link for VideoGameCentral.com and check out World Heroes Anthology. You'll be glad you did. Talk to you soon, and thanks for watching.